Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. Sorry, I had to nip to the toilet there because I'm on this it's not a diet, I'm just not eating for 3 days and just drinking water for 3 days just to flush out the system, just get it completely cleared. So I'm running to the toilet every bloody 5 minutes. It's a nightmare. So today we're just going to be talking about the market updates and what's been happening in the kind of markets. We'll be talking to yourself obviously as well. So we'll just see who's in the house, if anybody is in. And we're going to be addressing something that was kind of brought up yesterday, and a couple of people have talked about this. I'm just going to get it up just now, if you just bear with me a wee second. I'll just bring the details up. Right, so a couple of people have said that I'm kind of shilling, and this channel is kind of going downhill a little bit, and I want to address that because I don't just want to brush it off. I kind of want to address that just now, so we'll kind of look at that as well. But first I'm going to see who's in the house just now. Okay, we've got Deb, one of our brilliant admins is in. Welcome to you, mate. Christopher Dalson is in. Chris Noble, Stephen King is in from Wigan. Chris is from Edinburgh. Philly W, good morning to you. Peter J is in the house. Stephen Huggins, good morning to you. Monica is in. Rob Taylor is in the house as well. Welcome to you, mate. Ifty Links is in. Davy Stew, one of our brilliant admins as well. Terrell Hooker, Eddie Holland, Char Dan. Can I believe it? I'm up in time for the live show and I've got to go in 10 minutes. Gutted. Morning, Stephen. All. It's good to see you, Char. It's good to see you here. Bruce Rudling, Rob UK, another one of our brilliant admins. John Lower, Marcus Jafari, Craig Knight. Jeff Colby is in the house. Welcome to you from Arizona. Skip Wiseman is in. Good to see you here. Harold H. Andy Grant. Cooper. Rocco Guerra. Honest Crypto Journey from Edinburgh as well. Okay. Right, so I want to address a couple of things. I've been having well, not really a conversation, it just started this morning. So somebody said, I think it was King Baviro yesterday, saying this channel was turning into a kind of pump and dump group or a shilling group or a shilling channel. And basically I said yesterday, if you don't like it, just don't watch. And I invite everybody to do that because you're kind of spending your valuable time watching these videos every morning. And if you're starting to think it's become shilling channel or I'm just whatever you think I'm doing, don't watch it. I invite you just to unsubscribe because it's not the right type of energy I kind of want to attract. It's not that type of energy that I want to attract if people are thinking that. And I hope most of you don't think that. I know there's only a couple of people kind of said that, but I want to kind of address something. So Nick Smith said as well, left a comment yesterday's video. And King Baviri said your channel has changed a lot just to shill. I hope it returns to its normal self. Must say I really do agree. Come on mate, sort it out. I mentioned this the other day. Pump and dumps is not what people need. Feel free to reply, Steve. I've been happy to have a conversation, and I'm happy to have a conversation about this. So I've said to Nick, tell me how you think this is pump and dump. I've been talking about Babb for a few months since it was 0.00004. Hardly a pump and dump. Pump and dumps kind of normally it just happen in a day, usually within the space of an hour. So we send it out to all our subscribers and say this is going to go up, it's going to go up, pumps up 30%, then comes right back down by 30% as well. That's the definition of a pump and dump to me. I've been talking about Babb, I've been talking about PundyX, I've been talking about loads of coins that have kind of 5x, 10x over the last couple of months. Hardly a pump and dump. So I've also been talking about PundyX, as I said, not a pump and dump. The calls I make in the premium group are based purely on short-term TA. How on earth is that pump and dump? You say it's pump and dump, but don't provide anything of substance to back up that claim. So yeah, I'd love to have a conversation about this. So he's replied, in such a bear market, to TA in the world would have told you data was about to jump 30%, yet it did. Just one example. And we called out TA, and so we're calling out data. I take it you're talking about data, the actual crypto data, and we called out data as well. Data was called in the premium group, so I don't know if you missed that. Nick, I don't even know if you're in the premium group or not. I don't know if you're in the premium group or not, but data was called out. And it jumped by 60%, and a couple of people jumped on that as well. So that's not really an argument, Nick. So you need to come back with that as well. But I just want to address that. Do you feel that this is kind of shilling? I want to kind of ask you and be honest and kind of open about this as well. Do you feel this is kind of turning into a shilling channel? I don't see how it's turning into a shilling channel or a pump and dump kind of channel as well. It's just I'm talking about the coins I'm getting into, the projects I'm getting into, I don't see how it's a kind of pump and dump. So I just want to ask you that question as well. And this is about being honest, because I don't want the channel to be that. And I certainly don't see it as that, but my perspective might be totally different from yours. So I'll just wait on a few comments. I know we're a couple of minutes behind on the comments. So if you do think that, just kind of be honest and we can have a conversation about that. And we can go back to that. Okay, somebody's saying Binance is back up. Excellent, because it's been down. It was taking longer than expected for Binance to get back up. So I'm just going to go back in, reload it, see where we are. Yeah, it's a bit slow just now. Obviously everybody jumping on, so it's a bit slow at the moment. Yeah, everybody must be jumping on just now. So what we'll do, just while I'm waiting on your comments coming in, I'll just kind of go to the markets and look at the markets overall. Adeb is saying no shilling here, haters will hate because you're doing a great job. Thanks mate, I really appreciate that. Chris Noble, are you always up at 5 AM, Steve? Yes, about 4:30, 5 o'clock I get up every day without an alarm clock. Just train my mind to get up without an alarm clock, because your sleep is in cycles, in 90-minute cycles. So I have about 3 cycles every night, which is about 4.5 hours. Go to bed about 10 or something, go to sleep about 12, get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So if I get more than 3 cycles of sleep, then I don't like it. Tend to be a bit kind of tired, even more tired. So I wake up at 4:30 and have a nap in the afternoon as well, 15-minute nap, and that brings me right back up. Liam Hunt, I think there's a village somewhere missing him. Thanks Liam. But this is good to have a conversation about this, because obviously the channel is growing, the premium group's growing as well. So it's good to have a conversation, and an honest, and not one where we're slagging each other off. Somebody asked me what that meant. Slagging each other off means just kind of going back and forth, just having banter, or you're kind of putting people down and kind of goes back and forth like that. So that's what slagging means. Just like Cooper Steve, you're the most honest YouTuber I've seen in terms of openly discussing trades you've made. The bigger your channel, the greater chance for the odd unhappy customer, Lee. Yeah, it's true. It's true as well, Lee. I know I'm going to get that, but I'm still relatively small, and I wanted to kind of go on the way I wanted to start it, and hopefully it is going on. Rob Taylor, impossible to please everyone in crypto, Steve. Impatient people will always buy at the highs and sell at the lows regardless of your advice. Not everyone can win all the time, therefore get angry. I understand that, especially in a bear market as well. You can see it a lot in the Telegram groups as well, that in a bear market a lot of people are getting angry and pissed off, and they're kind of starting to slag each other off. So I understand that kind of part of it. Christopher Dalson, top job mate, disregard the negative comments, they're just keyboard warriors with nothing better to do. See, these people, King Baviro was a big supporter as well, that's why it kind of took me aback a wee bit, and Nick Smith as well has been a big supporter. So Nick, I don't know if you're on just now. I noticed you kind of replied to that comment, but if you're on, honestly I'd love to hear from you. Cooper, keep going as you are, thanks mate. King Ebo, Crypto, Steve, you're the admin, you and the admin are doing good things, seems very different to shell pump groups I've seen. Good. I'm glad to hear that as well. Kyle Allen, morning Steve. Into dig, I'm down on my portfolio overall like most people, so I'm past caring about taking risks. You have to take calculated risks in life, and hopefully this one will pay off. Yeah, I spoke about dig yesterday in the premium group, but I said it was a very risky trade if we're going to go into it, and it's mainly because Ronnie Moas has been talking about dig for a while now. So I'm going to go into Ronnie's Twitter. In fact, I'll go into the kind of markets updates overall just now. We'll just do the normal and kind of look at that. So market capitalization overall is 254 billion. So that is up, and is up because of Tether. Tether kind of issued another $250 million worth of USDT yesterday, and traditionally when they do that, Bitcoin price goes up as well. So the price went up just as I kind of went into Tether for the 3 to 6 strategy portfolios that I've got. So literally 10 minutes after it, Tether came out with an announcement to say they're issuing $250 million worth of new USDT, and then the price of Bitcoin shot back up to about $6,300. Because I thought it was going down according to the charts. I'm thinking, okay, this is going down. So I went into Tether, but I had to quickly kind of come out of it again and went into dig, which we'll kind of talk about. So Bitcoin dominance stayed roughly the same at 41.9%. Just now, who's the winners of yesterday? Theta token, we can see that's went up a lot, about 30%. Cortex has went up 26%. Populous has gone up again as well, 17% it's up. Golem, Fusion, Kyber Network, Elf is up as well. Elastos, still not looked into that properly. Huobi token, another kind of exchange coin, has gone up. Zelika's gone up as well. So a lot of good projects starting to kind of be on the rise again, but we need to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. What's down? Redcoin is down 8.4%. Docademic, Moac, Dentacoin, Walton Chain, Gas, obviously Tron is down as well. Monocoin, Loom Network, Veritasium. So they're all the kind of downers. So there's about 20% down and about 80% up at the moment over the last 24 hours. I'll just kind of go back to that. So Bitcoin price 6243. We'll just look at the Bitcoin price just now, see if it's updating. I need to refresh that. I'm kind of looking at the Binance charts just now on Coinigy, so hopefully it's getting refreshed. It's not been refreshed yet. So I don't know if Binance, is Binance up? It's still trying to load just now. Yeah, Binance is still trying to load just now, so I can't check the charts. I suppose I could check them on USDT. We'll go Bitfinex. I'll look at Bittrex chart. 6218 Bitcoin is just now. USDT 6227. So it's trading sideways. You can see the trading pattern here, and this is on the hourly chart. We'll just look on the 6 hourly chart just now. What's it doing at the moment? So you can see the big drop obviously on the 6 hourly chart, then a kind of big jump up. That's when USDT or Tether issued another $250 million worth of USDT, so that kind of took a big jump up from around 5,900 and kind of went all the way up to nearly, well, it did 6,300. So $400 it kind of jumped up and has been trading sideways since then. 6161, 6279. So it's within $150 kind of sideways range it's trading at just now. I'll just have a look at some of the others. I would imagine the others will be the same as well. Litecoin's really down just now, still $81. That didn't jump as high as expected. And Ethereum down to 455, but Ethereum was down to 420. We thought it might go below $400 for a while as well. So that's the kind of big ones as well. But how is ETC doing at the moment? ETC, got high hopes for ETC. I'm not in it at the moment, but I've got high hopes for it. $15.71 at the moment. So it went down to about $13, shot back up to about $16, but has been as high as nearly $18 over the past couple of days. So it's doing well. Okay, so I want to talk about, we'll get this, I'll just go back to the chat just now actually. Mike Cryptical, morning all, great show yet again. Thanks very much, Mike. Really appreciate that. Honest Crypto Journey, don't let those comments get to you. Those people don't understand that starting a trade group like 3 to 6 about education, about community, could not be happier with you and your community. Brilliant. Love that. And I think the community makes it. This is what crypto's all about. It's about helping each other out. And I think life in general is about that. Once we start to realise what our purpose here is, I know that's kind of a bit deep, but what our purpose really here is on earth, why we're here in the first place, and I think we'll find is to help other people. And exchanging money for a program, for education, or for knowledge is just an energy exchange. That's what it's all about. That's what I've been saying in my kind of personal development for years. Money is just an energy exchange. So if you've got knowledge and you can sell that knowledge, then somebody gives you money for it. It's an energy exchange. That's what it's all about. Kyle Allen, keep up the good work, buddy. Thanks very much. And the point of YT is content, and in crypto is talking about coins and projects. If you mention a coin that others think you're shilling it, forget the hate, mate. Yeah, I really appreciate the comments here. I really appreciate it. And I do kind of really appreciate that, because I wouldn't like to think that people were viewing this as a shilling kind of channel, because it's not about that at all. It is about education as well. And really, that's the ultimate point. Having said that, somebody that I thought was shilling, Ronnie Moas, he's been talking about this coin for ages, called DIG. It used to be called UNY. It was Uni. I can't remember what it was called, but it had the ticker symbol UNY. And so it changed its name over to DIG, which is for dignity. And he's been talking about it since it was 2 cents. And I've been getting emails from him because I've subscribed to his channel. But he talks about it openly on his Twitter, so that's fine. I don't mind kind of sharing what he's been saying. And talking about DIG, saying it's going to go up to 40 cents. It could reach, he's kind of upped his price to 80 cents. Currently sitting at 17 cents. And I checked into it a while ago and I thought, I don't understand. It was Unicoin Gold, that was it. I don't understand what it's all about. When I went to the websites, I thought, this looks like a scam, to be honest. So if we go on to kind of CoinMarketCap, we'll go into the websites and you'll see what I mean. So they've got 2 websites because it's a collection of companies that these people have got. So this is the first website, Crypto Bontics. When you go onto, there's nothing here that tells you anything about it. It's got a wee bit about it, why kind of Crypto Bontics. It's got the news, and the press releases that they've got is just using a press release firm. That's really all it is for Arbitrade Limited. And Arbitrade is a collection of kind of companies that they've got. So when I first looked at it, when Ronnie Moas kind of sent out the kind of tweets and the emails and stuff like that as well, I thought, no, this is definitely not for me. Then it went up in price to about 8 cents and I thought, why are people buying this? I don't understand when there's not that much out about it. And then it kind of gave a 30-page report on Dignity as well, and it kind of went up to 16 cents, then 28 cents. And yesterday, or a couple of days ago, he sent out another email and I thought, right, I'm going to dig into this, see what it's all about. And I got into it yesterday. So I told the premium group as well, and I said, this is extremely risky trade. Just be careful, do your own research and before you go in. But it could be good if what Ronnie Moas is kind of talking about and what the company are doing as well. This is the other website they've got, Arbitrade. So they're saying it's an exchange trade platform, but again, there's hardly any details there. And you're thinking, what the hell? But if you dig a little deeper, you can see what they're doing as well. They're buying mining rigs as well. That's and they're going to have a big announcement or a conference on Thursday here, or Wednesday night Bermuda time. So a lot of people are just waiting on that just now. I don't know what the price of DIG is just now, 16.9, 17 it's gone up to 2736 Satoshi. So I got in at, I think it was 2492 or something like that, 2492, and I was writing about it for the premium group, and it kind of jumped up to 2520, 2530, and I thought, shit. But I kind of called it anyway, but with a very cautious call. It wasn't a call, it was just reporting what Ronnie Moas was talking about, and I invited people to check it out for themselves and told people I was getting into it, but it's a very risky trade, to be honest. So we'll wait and see what happens on Thursday with that. I think there's probably still... So Ronnie Moas is saying it's going to go up to at least 40 cents by the end of this week. Then he thinks it's going to go up to 80 cents. And I kept on thinking, why is it going to do that? But having done the kind of looked into it, I thought, we'll see what happens on kind of Wednesday, Thursday time with the conference to see what they're kind of bringing out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It might just shoot back down to 8 cents or something, but we'll see what happens with it. Skip Wiseman, I read that. Atif Mahout, Ontology versus Zebi, which is better to invest right now? You have to do your own research on that, Atif. I can't tell you which one to do. Both good companies, obviously. If you've researched them, you'll know that. So it's really your decision on that. Matthew Parks, morning all, just logged on. Morning Matthew, good to have you here, buddy. Jeff Kobe, Steve, I'm down 75% as well, my original investment. I was looking at starting to short BTC while it's gone down. Have you ever placed a short? I've never used BitMEX. I've got an account with BitMEX, but I've never actually used it or shorted Bitcoin. So I've never done that. I don't know why. There's a mindset thing about shorting when it's still trading. You're just trading. So there's a mindset shift you need when you're shorting the likes of Bitcoin, and I've just never done it yet. As I said, this was a kind of part-time gig for me, this crypto stuff, and I wasn't going to spend that much time, but I'm spending a shitload of time in the Telegram groups and kind of on here and kind of responding to people as well. So I'm more and more into crypto, but I'm trying to cut back on the time. So if I can spend maybe 20 hours a week on it, that would be good, and get on with the kind of rest of the business. But I've never shorted kind of Bitcoin, but it's a trade at the end of the day. If you're trading Bitcoin, why just trade it on the way up? You can learn how to kind of short as well, because it's exactly the same indicators for shorting and kind of going long as well. So it depends what you want to do. But it's a mindset shift. You need to really kind of change your mindset about shorting as well. And I do as well. I've just never done it. I've never got around to it. But I wouldn't mind shorting at all if I thought the price was going to go down. So if you see indications it's going to go down, why not short it? Because when we see indications it's going to go up, we buy into it. So why not short as well? Because we're traders at the end of the day. Some of you are long-term holders, and I've got a long-term kind of portfolio as well, but I've found trading is much better kind of in the short term to bring your portfolio back up while still having some long-term coins there to hold. Babb, for example, is a long-term hold for me. Fabio, hello sir, what are your thoughts on Zalika? It's doing well at the moment. I don't know if it's kind of back up and running. We'll just look at it. Zil, we'll go into Huobi and see how it's doing. It's gone up just now, and it looks to have crossed. We'll check the 7MA, 25MA. It's not quite crossed over yet, but it looks as if it's going to cross it at any time. On the 4-hourly chart, it might be different. Yeah, it's crossed over on the 4-hourly, so that might be a good time to kind of get into. That's the wrong one. 1 wee second. We'll get the right chart. And that's on. Right, Binance is still down, so we're going to go to ZIL BTC. So on the 4-hourly chart, it's just coming up to meet that. On the 2-hourly chart, I would imagine it's crossed over already. So it depends on what chart you use as well. I use the 7MA, 25MA crossover, or the other strategy that we use for the 3 to 6 strategy. But this is a good indication as well, 1026. It's got a red candle just now on the 2-hour. As I like on the 6-hour chart, I like to on the 6-hour chart as well. So a low of 988. So it looks good. It does look good. You've got an RSI of about 43 there, so that's somewhere in the middle. So bulls and bears don't quite know where they're going with this yet, and it's kind of up and down just now, but it looks good. Victor Ray, your original strategy you had was buying gems and hold for the long term was perfect. Maybe because you changed your strategy trading and you're focused more on short-term trades. Yeah, I found that's very true, Victor, and that's a good point as well. So what the original strategy was to find kind of hidden gems like backs for Babb, for example, and Pundi X, and find hidden gems like that and hold for the long term. But a lot of people get frustrated when they see it kind of going up, because Babb went up to about 0.3 cents, and that was something like 7 times where it was. And then it came back down, and people were getting frustrated, and they wanted kind of shorter term trades. So that's why I kind of switched the strategy. We still find the hidden gems as well, but in a bear market, it's really difficult to kind of call like a hidden gem, because a lot of people are so impatient to see the price going down. They're not willing to hold a coin when they don't fully see where it's going to go in the future. None of us can do that, to be honest. So I still like looking for the hidden gems. I still definitely like doing that. I've just never called them over the last couple of weeks, Victor. So good point. Maybe it is because I've changed the strategy to trading as well. JC Standard, Stephen, this happens in all new channels that have success, especially a coin you called that had a run. They thanks to pumping up because of those groups. We know your standards, no worries, mate. Good. Thanks. Glad to hear that, JC. Mike D, another one of the brilliant admins. Morning, everyone. Be late for my own funeral, me. Hope everyone is okay. Doing well, Mike. Hope you're doing okay as well, mate. John Warburton, sorry, a bit late to live stream. What did I miss? You've not missed anything. We're just kind of doing updates just now. Okay, so we're just going over to a couple of news kind of stories as well. CCN, I like that website for reporting the news. So Tron celebrates Independence Day. Previously, TRX has been built as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum network, where it had resided since Tron's initial coin offering in 2017. The migration began on May the 31st with the beta release of Odyssey 2.0 and the platform's mainnet software, but developers allocated nearly 4 weeks for the transition to ensure that researchers had ample time to identify bugs and that users were able to move their Tron tokens to the new network. So that's now happened. They've now moved over, and kind of Justin Sun put out a tweet, said goodbye Ethereum, happy Tron Independence Day. So they've reported on that, so we'll need to see and wait and see what happens with Tron. Where is Tron just now? I'll go to Huobi as well just to look at theirs. Down to 661 at the moment. So people are not, or investors or kind of enthusiasts are not kind of buying up Tron at the moment. I guess what everybody's doing is kind of waiting to see what happens with Tron before the price goes up again. I honestly think Tron is going to go up. It's going to double from here at least. I do think a lot of people don't like it. I do. I like Justin Sun as well. A lot of people don't like him. I do as well. I think he's just a kind of an eccentric character. RSI is down at 36. So I think we could see a jump in Tron soon, but there's no indications on the charts at the moment. What's the 1 hour chart like? Yeah, there's no indications on the charts that it's going to go up quick anytime soon. But you know what it's like with Tron. Sometimes you're kind of out of it and it just jumps up by 20, 30, 40% and it takes a run up from there. So it's never a good idea to be out of Tron for too long. Some of the other news we'll just kind of look at. Yeah, this was what I was talking about earlier on. Bitcoin price highs come back as 250 million new tethers enter into circulation. So new tokens were issued yesterday, sparking speculation that Bitcoin price rally could be inbound. So blockchain data indicates that Tether, the creator of cryptocurrency stablecoin USDT, colloquially called Tether, issued 250 million new tokens. And you can see here on omniexplorer.info that the price has kind of gone up from yesterday, and this was the 250 million kind of dollars worth of property tokens for Tether as well. You can see they done it on the 18th of May as well. We're just going to look just now. If we go back, that's on BTC, we want USDT, BTC on Huobi, and we'll go to the daily. I was just trying to see if there was any correlation there. It didn't go up in price that much. So it's coming down on the 18th of May to 8,102. Kind of jumped up to 8,901. So it went up $800 back then before coming back down. So the same might happen here again as well. It's up to 622 just now. It was down to 5,800 as we know. And it kind of jumped back up only by about $500. So I need to say, wait and see if this is the start of a reversal or it's just a temporary kind of thing that's happened because of the Tether situation. Yeah, so I didn't realise I'd kind of seen that there as well. So that was the kind of the reason for the price rise as well. Everybody kind of jumped back into BTC buying it up, and because of the Tether details there as well. I thought this was an interesting story as well. Bitmain hash rate inches towards 51%. So according to data from CoinDance, Bitcoin mining pools BTC.com and Antpool have mined 25.5% and 16.5% respectively of all Bitcoin blocks over the past 7 days. I thought that was quite interesting. Both of these mining pools are owned by Bitmain, the world's largest producer of application-specific integrated circuit ASIC miners, meaning that the firm now has influence over at least 42% of Bitcoin hash rate. And the two pools also control a combined 21.3% of Bitcoin Cash hash rate, which operates on the same algorithm SHA-256 as Bitcoin. So I thought that was an interesting story as well, that Bitmain really are kind of controlling the mining for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Is that they're not controlling it, but they've got a large percentage of it as well. Zcash preparing its first hard fork as well. So Zcash, a privacy-based cryptocurrency, is about to undergo its first hard fork. The network upgrade, dubbed Overwinter, is intended to be activated at block 347500. It's currently at 347253 and is scheduled to go live on June the 26th. Zcash is a fork of Bitcoin, which uses a cryptography principle called zero-knowledge proofs, which allows users to shield transaction amounts and details, all while being publicly recorded on the blockchain. So the Zerocoin electric coin company had announced this upgrade on its official blog back in March and subsequently released a fork-compatible software client at the end of May. So that is actually preparing for the hard fork as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. This was an interesting story as well. China ranks EOS as the #1 blockchain. Bitcoin doesn't make top 10. So China, the Chinese government ranked EOS at the top, claiming EOS is the best blockchain network in the world by technology and innovation, as seen in the table below by Coinless. So EOS is ranked #1, Ethereum is ranked #2, Neo is ranked #3, Stellar 4, Lisk 5, Nebulous 6, Steam 7, BitShares 8, Ripple 9, Qtum 10. So Bitcoin is not even in the top 10 yet. And obviously that's not a perfect ranking, but this is what the Chinese government have come out with. So last week, China Electronic Information Industry Development, CCID, updated its blockchain rankings. They previously ranked Ethereum as the best blockchain network in the global market. So I wonder if that kind of done anything to the price of EOS long term. EOS BTC. Nah, not a jot. It didn't do anything to the EOS price. I thought it might have jumped up a wee bit, but it's not really kind of made an impact at all. So I just thought it was an interesting story to kind of look at as well. And this was an interesting one. Alibaba's Jack Ma rips crypto speculation, reveals his own blockchain payment platform. So co-founder and executive chairman Jack Ma has shown up a new blockchain-based remittance service from Ant Financial, formerly Alipay, a subsidiary of Alibaba Group. So is this the kind of start of Jack Ma getting into the cryptocurrency world? Previously said he's not against it at all, but it looks as if this is the start of something, could be the start of something bigger for Jack Ma. And could those rumours be true about the kind of Tron, that all those rumours are kind of in the past about Tron and Jack Ma, or Justin Sun and Jack Ma? So kind of lends to that theory as well, that there could be something there as well. But it says Alibaba is heavily invested in blockchain and artificial intelligence initiatives that holds more blockchain patents than any company in the world. So he issued a statement last kind of month at the Second World Conference. I've been studying the blockchain for years, and the blockchain is not a bubble. Bitcoin is, he said. And that was interesting when he came out with that statement. Bitcoin is a bubble. So, but he's saying that the technology blockchain is not a bubble, but Bitcoin is a bubble, which was interesting as well. Okay, we'll go to your comments. I didn't realise the time, 9:11. Mixter Oz, afternoon from Australia. Afternoon to you. Good to see you here. Stu Johnson, morning. Great video, Steve. Thanks very much, Stu. Really appreciate that. King Evo Crypto, exactly the reason people perceive acts of giving up time higher than giving away money. People value time energy more than money energy when it comes to helping people. Yes, King Evo. Stephen Huggins, what is the use case and utility of Ethereum Classic? Apparently it's meant to be quicker. Ethereum Classic is meant to be much quicker than Ethereum. You're going to get more transactions per second. There's a lot, because Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum, so Ethereum's a fork of Ethereum Classic. If we kind of look back at the history and look at that, that's really what it's about. But they've been working on it for a while, obviously for years they've been working on it. So it's definitely worth doing some research on Ethereum Classic, but there's meant to be a lot. We go over to Ethereum Classic just now. Actually, you can see what they're saying is better. It's not what is actually the case, but what they're saying is better. Keith Waring's on live just now. So what is Ethereum Classic? Get started. It's not saying why. Oh, it did have. Oh, I wonder if they've kind of changed that. I thought I had on the site why it's better than Ethereum. I kind of was going into it. Maybe it's an article I've read why it's better than Ethereum. No, it's not. So it's too long to go into just now, but it's definitely worth the read on Ethereum Classic. I think it's good for the long term. I think it's going to be good for the long term as well. Eugene Cunningham, what's up, folks? Just crushed the likes. Come on, LTC, make your mark. Yeah, LTC is not doing brilliant just now. Litecoin is not doing great just now. It's kind of stayed down at around about $81. I'll just look at Litecoin USDT. But stayed down around about $81. And it was down as low as $72. It jumped up yesterday, so jumped up about 10% yesterday. So it was going down with Bitcoin. But if you look at the RSI as well, 28.2. So it might be due a jump from here. We need to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. Debbie Clayton, if you don't like the channel, don't watch, read, listen. It's that simple. It is really that simple. But it's just good to get your feedback as well, because I wanted kind of an honest feedback to say, do you think this is shilling? Do you think it's turning into that kind of channel? And most people say no, so that's totally cool. And I really appreciate your feedback as well. Honest Crypto Journey, don't know much about Litecoin, mate. It's a legit exchange. It is. I've used it in the past, Litecoin. And it is a legitimate exchange, obviously. It's a bit like, well, it's not a bit like Binance, but it's not a decentralized exchange. And you can put stop losses in on Litecoin as well, which is not so good. Where is the price of kind of Dig just now? That's what we were talking about earlier on. Dig, it's on live. So it's up to 2739 at the moment. So it took a dip. People started getting back into it. So I don't know, this is a really risky trade. Being really honest, it is a risky trade, and I've kind of told everybody that as well. But I just thought it's a kind of risk we're taking just now. We're up on that kind of entry just now on the 3 to 6 strategy, because if you notice, if we go on the 6 hourly chart, so I took a look at the 6 hourly chart, and you notice here it came really into play at 1710. But I didn't check it out then. It was only yesterday I kind of checked it out. So I'd looked at it and I kind of said, okay, I'm getting in about 2492 or something like that. And it's still gone up since then as well. So we're up about 12% on it at the moment. But some people got in later, obviously, as well. But it did come right back down to about 2435. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. It just depends on this call on Wednesday, Thursday, and if Ronnie Moas is correct or not. We'll need to wait and see. You can see the RSI is quite high as well, so we need to wait and see with that. Mohammed Ahmed, hi Steve, holding Babb for 2 years. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to kind of look into the future for 2 years, because so much things are going to have changed in 2 years with blockchain technology. But Babb for me is definitely a long-term hold. I've got into it, been into it, what, 4 months I've been holding it just now? Is it 4 months? March, April, I think it was about April time I started talking about it. I first looked into it and I thought, holy shit, this is going to be good. And it is. It's turned out to be brilliant, and we're just waiting on the licenses. Just now, I'm just going to go to Babb on Crowdcube, see how they're doing. £682,000 they've got. So the 45% there to reach their target. So they closed the private sale yesterday and they opened it up to the public on Crowdcube as well. 53 days left. This is to get a banking licenses for Bahrain and Bank of England. No, Lithuania and Bank of England. Bahrain, you pay a yearly fee for that, so they don't need the money for the Bahrain banking license. And that's why I think that Babb are going to come out with the Bahrain banking license first, and then they'll come out with the Bank of England, hopefully, if they get it okay, and with the Lithuania banking license. So yeah, Babb is still a good one for me. No shilling. I just think it's my opinion. Do your own research. Put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on. Do your own research. Not your dad or anything like that. Mervyn Skidmore, good morning to you. Good to have you here. Fabio, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but in your mind, Babb will make it. Any idea of pricing 2 years down the road? No idea of pricing at all 2 years down the road, but do I think they'll make it? Yes. Yes, I do think they'll make it. And I think they could be really big. But if you just think in terms of even still being a small market cap, around about $300 million, that would be considered small market cap. where would that kind of put the price just now? So we're on $24 million just now. It has been as high as about 50 odd million. But we're on $24 million market cap just now. So if it's go up to 300 million, if they do get the licenses, they bring out the black card, and it does take off, getting up to 300 million market cap is going to be relatively easy and still be considered a small cap. And that's 10x from here. If you're purely looking at it from a financial point of view and from a trading point of view, it's 10x from here. But I'm an investor in this. I've invested in the private sale as well, as I said. So I'm now a kind of part owner in the company Babb itself. Babb app is different. They've got two separate companies, so they're keeping that different as well. And that's where the coins are on Babb app. So that's what the cryptocurrency is about. Babb, the company, is different altogether, but still under the same umbrella. So if you're thinking, is this going to make it if they get the licenses? I've no doubt they're going to get the licenses. It's what they do from there as well. We can only take it one kind of step at a time. And Babb can only do that as well because they don't know how they're going to get the users on board. Well, they do know just now, obviously, that they've got a plan in place, but they don't know if the users are going to come on board, how it's going to work. And obviously, I think they're getting into Africa as well. I just think there's such a huge future for Babb, and I'm definitely holding long term. And I've got a lot of coins in the project, and I've not been buying into it, these low prices. Just now, I've not been buying any more. I did kind of a couple of weeks ago, but I've not at the moment. Just wait and see what happens with the 3 to 6 strategy. I'm working on that just now as well. So yeah, I definitely think Babb are going to make it. 2 years time, anybody's, honestly you can't tell. It just depends on the roadmap and what each stage of the roadmap and how they hit their targets as well. Coin Binance is up but slower than Bitcoin is to rise. Where are we just now? Is it still, for me it's still probably sticking. We're sorry, but something went wrong. There we go. Is it changing? No, it's not really changing, so it might be up. We'll just go and see. Nah, it's really slow just now. Obviously, there'll be thousands of people logging into Binance, which should make a difference, to be honest. Yeah, so they're obviously still in that kind of maintenance phase. I'm not worried about that. I don't think anybody else should be as well. JC Standard, while Tron is going to be listed on BitMEX later today for futures contract. Check just. Ooh, that's interesting. Justin Sun. Tron has moved to its mainnet, the beta version. Oh, that was 7 hours ago. So they're doing a live stream. That was from yesterday. So Tron futures contract listed on BitMEX. That was 19 minutes ago. Wow, I wonder what that's kind of doing to the price, if people perceive that as good or bad. DIG is going back up. We'll just look at TRX. And we'll look at on, that's the biggest one, Huobi. See if people are going to start buying into that. 658. That could be a big deal. That could actually be a big deal for Tron. I'll just have a wee look. So this is on a BitMEX website. Due to popular demand, we will be listing the BitMEX Tron and Bitcoin 28 September 2000 futures contract TRX U18 on or before 26th of June, 8:30 UTC, which is about 9 minutes time. Interesting. Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. That's quite interesting. I wonder, I think people are going to go for that. I think that's really good news for Tron. I'm just wondering what's going to happen with the price of it. It could kind of jump up from here. I'm just going to go hit BTC. Zip there. 658. So the market's not reacted to that news yet. Obviously that's going to filter through. But that was a great piece of timing, that. That was really good, JC Standard. Frozen Explosion, go Neo. Where is Neo just now? USDT, we'll just kind of look on Huobi and look at Neo. Well, Huobi's got so many more pairings for USDT. $31. Neo was as low as $28.56 yesterday. That's criminal, that. It's criminal. Rafi, do you think since Ethereum Classic getting on Coinbase does any good for Cardano? They're both from IOHK. I don't know if it does anything for Cardano. I think Cardano separately is going to do well anyway. I think it's going to be brilliant for long term. Rafi, so I don't know if there's going to be a direct correlation between Ethereum Classic and what that's going to do for Cardano. David Schwartz, I'm up 6.53% and 3 to 6 on ETC right now. Put my stop loss at close 6%. Good. I think in times like this, when it's a bear market, especially when kind of Bitcoin price crashed over the weekend and then it kind of went back up, I think it's good to maybe put your stop loss at 6% instead of 10%. So I said in the 3 to 6 strategy, put in a 10% to allow it wiggle room, but 6% might be better as well. And I've kind of mentioned that a couple of times to do it 6% in times like this. Obviously in a bull market, you can, even if you do it 6%, so there's no loss there, but it doesn't give it that wiggle room. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think that's good. That's brilliant, David. I'm really glad you're up, mate. Crunks, still praising Petrova. New exchange this week, plus token buyback for ISO investors just to clear up FUD. He's trying, man. So what is happening with Petrova? Not looked at Bancor coins for a bit. I'll just look at these just now. A lot of them are kind of going down, obviously, with the price kind of going down. Petrova up to 0.3 cents just now. I'm just going to see what it's been at. FTR. Coin Codex will be on, I would imagine. FTR. Has it got it on? No results now. I'm just going IDEX. Is it FTR? Yeah, it's FTR. I bet it's on IDEX. I just want to kind of look at the charts for it. It's not on. I thought it was on kind of IDEX as well. So it's not on CoinMarketCap either. So I need to check that out just to see what the price kind of action's been. Rob UK, Steve, I did go once to the local kebab van, but I didn't like food in there. I didn't go back again to that place based on my opinion. I would just do exactly the same if I didn't like CYT-Crypto. Thanks, mate. I wondered where you were going with that, Rob. Thought there's a wee story coming. Rob UK, love this community and vibe. Excellent. Everybody's kind of loving you in the premium group as well, as do all the admins. Everybody loves all the admins. We've got a brilliant group of admins just now in the premium group and for the free group as well. And the admins are very, very well liked indeed. So, and I truly appreciate them. We've started up an admin kind of 3 to 6 strategy fund as well, so we can get to kind of pay the admins. Hopefully the fund doesn't go to zero, but I wouldn't let it do that anyway. I'd still do it. I'd work out something else. But yeah, thanks for that, Rob. Matthew Parks, 926. Matthew Parks, good to have several strategies in play with different pots of money, coins, investments, and 2 types of trading strategies. Never gets boring. And that's it. You can use different strategies. So the strategies that we're using in CYT-Crypto is the banker cycle strategy. We're not using that as much now, but it worked really well in the past. We're using the 725 MA crossover strategy, we're using the 3 to 6 strategy, and we're also doing the hidden gems kind of strategy as well. That's buy and hold for the long term on coins and projects and teams that we think could do well for the long term. So we need to wait and see what happens with them. Obviously we've called a few of them. Imran Chowdhury, I've been investigating the cryptos that are attached to ETFs will explode in the future, especially exchange tokens like Huobi HT that have launched their own Huobi ETF. Yes, I think ETFs are going to be fantastic for crypto space in general, and obviously with the SEC kind of saying it's okay for companies to do the Bitcoin ETF, and I would imagine Ethereum ETF and Litecoin ETF as well. I think it's going to be really good for the crypto space as a whole as well. Huobi token, I think Huobi tokens are going to do, I think a lot of the exchange tokens are going to do brilliant for the end of this year. Binance, we know what happened with that. KuCoin, I would look at KuCoin shares as well. Huobi token, as well. So I think they're all going to do well. And we need to look at the up and coming exchanges as well to see how their tokens perform. Jeff Colby, so will we be able to short Tron? LOL. Yeah, on BitMEX, yeah. Martin, Sonia, morning Steve. Your videos and programs are informative and varied. We have learned so much from you. Carry on as you are. Appreciate all your hard work. Cheers, mate. I really appreciate that. Matthew Parks, Tron's price is hard enough to predict week to week, let alone where it will be in September. Exactly. It's a nightmare just now with Tron. Because you think you know where it's going, then it kind of does the opposite. And then you think, okay, it's going down again, and it just kind of jumps back up. But it's never boring with Tron, definitely. It's FRV, sorry, FRV. Donkey that I am. FRV. Can't get this right, I'll get this right yet. So is it on IDEX? It's still not on IDEX, is it? Right, where is it? Right, I'm going to find this. Oh, I've been looking at FTR, you donkey that I am. Right. And that wasn't the one, so... Doink. Right, 1 wee second, I'm going to find Petrova. Are they listed, are they backlisted on Bancor? Right, I'm going to have to find this 1 wee second. This is going to piss me off otherwise. Not getting this right at all. Coin market, right. Fit Rover, there we are, FRV, right, is on. I've not been taken off for some reason. Oh wow, look at the price. That's really, oh, it's really kind of tanked, isn't it? Yeah, because it was doing well for a while, because it got up to about 0.1%. Market capitalisation down to 386,000. It's not even up in the millions. So we need to wait and see what happens. So this, for Petrova, it could be a good time to get in. If they're kind of dispelling all the FUD and all that as well, it could be a good time to get in. What markets are they on? The Banker Network. So it's not been traded recently on the Banker Network. So that's maybe why I've not seen it. Token Store, no trades. System Coin, never heard of them. 28,000 is traded on that. So this could be a good time to get into Petrova if you've looked at it in the past, because it's really down, because of all the FUD that's kind of happened with it as well. So it's gone down kind of big time. So from, it was up to 31 Satoshi, it's now down to less than 1 Satoshi just now. So you need to buy it in Ethereum. So it's less than 1 Satoshi. And it has been as high as 111 Satoshi. So it just depends on the company. You need to do your own research on that, obviously. It might be worth looking at that though. And Craig Knight, stay away from Petrova, total scam. Fabio is saying it's on System Coin, yep. Stephen Huggins, Huobi Exchange doesn't allow people from the US. Anyone had any luck? Any that lives in the States? So I guess if you have to do your KYC, if you're from the US, even going on a VPN, you wouldn't be able to get into it unless you know somebody in the US that could do it for you. Imran, what's your thoughts on Federal Reserve? Just added cryptocurrency onto the Fred charts officially. Never read about that, never looked into it. Imran? So the Fred charts. Don't know about that, we'll just go on a wee bit longer. Fred charts. Federal Reserve. Crypto. Ah, that was 4 days ago. I didn't actually see that story. Crypto is officially legit now. Followers of Culture's beloved economic database have a new data series, cryptocurrencies, the additional digital assets with federal economic data. Perhaps the most important source of data in the global economy is yet another validation for virtual tokens. Fred maintained by... I didn't actually see that. How did I miss this story? And then the addition of daily data on the price of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum and Litecoin. The prices come from Coinbase, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges. I'll need to look into that further. Thanks for that, Imran. Really appreciate that. VeChain have just announced a coin split. Yeah, 100 to 1, 1 to 100, which will bring the price down, but the same supply which will make it attractive to new investors and positive for exit. So it's looking at that story as well about VeChain going on to the kind of mainnet, their own mainnet. So that happens in 4 days time, I believe, and obviously the coin split as well. So where is VeChain just now? And we'll see what could look like with the coin split. So it's gone up just now. Just look at the USDT price, $2.76. We'll just to verify. Yeah, 267 here. Just to verify that kind of price there. So basically, it's going to go to 27 cents with the split. No, it's not. It's going to go to 2.76 cents. So for me, yeah, so I was looking at that the other day and just kind of looking at that and thinking, okay, that's going to look, rather than being $2.76, which is just now, that's going to come down to 2.76 cents, which is going to be a lot more, it's going to look perceived as more attractive to get into, particularly because VeChain has now become well known in the cryptocurrency world, and a lot of people have heard about it, maybe not looked into it, but a lot of people have heard about it. So this could be really good for VeChain as well. 8 billion for Tether today on CoinCodex. Mental. Cheers for another brilliant show, Stephen. Eugene Cunningham, thanks very much, Eugene. Really appreciate that. Monkey Tomo, that's an old video, Eugene. Babb just released a new video class. Yeah, they released one yesterday as well. Annie was on, Ali Alexander was on as well. Any comments on SafeX? Now, I looked at that in the past when kind of John McAfee was talking about it. I don't know where it is just now. We'll just make this the last one. I don't know if it's kind of anywhere that's doing anything. It's kind of languishing just now. 31 million. Where's the markets it's on? Still on just Trade Satoshi. Really trading on it. I've never seen John McAfee talking about it for a while actually. Oh, there is. So it was correct. Eugene Cunningham was correct. They've just released a video. Babb. Is this yeah, it's kind of similar to what they had before, Babb 2.0. Excellent. Right, I'm going to leave it there for just now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you do enjoy it, crush the likes and subscribe to the channel, and obviously hit the notification bell as well. And obviously you can join us in the free group on Telegram and in the premium group as well. But don't join premium until you join the free group and ask people what they think of premium, just to get an honest opinion. So I wouldn't join the premium unless you kind of join the free group first, ask about how the people perceive the premium group, and then make your decision based on that as well. But it's only $37 a month. It is going to go up to $97 a month at the end of July. So you've still got time to get in just now at these prices. And I'll make calls. It's every day I make calls now. And in fact, it's coming on to every 12 hours. I'm making the short-term trade calls. And you can decide and do your own research whether to get into them or not. I'm just saying, according to the 3 to 6 strategy, what's kind of coming into play at the moment. So I'll be doing that after this, but maybe not, because Binance is still not kind of updated. So I need to wait till it looks, have they updated now? Doesn't look at this as if they've updated. I need to kind of log out and go back in again. But have a brilliant day whatever you're doing, and until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.